That's okay. Live show, folks.
Live. Yep.
We cough, we get phone calls, we drink.
Our nose runs.
We eat.
We eat. We're human and we use a latrine.
Well, I finally got my DirecTV and my HughesNet boxes after calling a couple of times and getting a couple of runarounds. The first couple of calls were like, yeah, we can see where it's shipped. And it's like, okay. Well, then after the first go around, it's like, oh, this was never sent to you. And I'm like, well, the first person said it shipped.
That's exactly what happened to us.
Anyway, it's they got them. I've sent them back. So now I feel like once I've sent them back, then that's in their control because they sent me the boxes, the labels, and everything. They sent it to me. One of them sent it to me FedEx, but had me send it back SurePost through the post office. So that means it'll take forever to get there.
Snail mail.
But hey, I feel like I've turned it in. I've got my tracking saying that they've got it.
I've got my receipt.
So anyway, it's just nuts. It's just nuts. So
it took us, I think we had to call more than twice to get the stuff, was it for Dish? And finally we called the state to, help the process. Because if you didn't send it back within certain, they were going to start charging you.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like 6 weeks and we're still waiting. Oh, it was sent out. And they lie. I really hate it.
Well, something's not right when one person tells you this and the other person says, well, we can't even see where it was sent. Not sure what happened. Here you go. And then as soon as I was talking to them on the phone, I'm getting an email at the same time going, all right, we've just sent your package, or here's your package. It's slated to go out. And I'm like, I don't understand. Anyway, but it's over. It's done. But it's just a little weird. But we were talking about, I guess, math problems. So if you're, and we've been talking today, I've been talking to some of our people and stuff too about, because it's time for open enrollment with everybody. And you've got to sit down and look and see what you want with your company and everything. Yeah. So you're getting your open enrollment now too. And now they want you to switch and I guess because through the mail, you can get it 3 months at a time.
Yes.
I mean, 3 months.
Yeah, for prescription and stuff.
But
the thing is,
but through the mail, if you don't order, the problem to me, I see is one, there's some prescriptions you can't order until this date.
That's right.
And so if you order it at the last minute, you can order it, and then you don't get it, then you're out your meds.
Because it's taken a tour of the country.
Yes, and it could.
And it has. My husband was waiting and waiting. I think it went to Richmond, North Carolina, to Georgia, Chicago. And he said, I have not received it yet. Well, fortunately, he had extras because it was... But my experience with his is even before it's due, they want you to resend stuff. So it's a bit of a game so you have your prescription plan that you can mail order, which is fine, okay. But I think it's a bit of a gimmick. Yes, they may not charge the same as your local pharmacy, but I think they re-prescribe it sooner. Because it's due already? Again? How many? So I don't trust anything that's hidden in the mail because why should I pay for them to ship something when I can get it from my local pharmacy, support my local pharmacy, and get it?
I like dealing with local pharmacies just because you can go up there and then they can get to the bottom of things quicker than you can. And because you get somebody, it's going to be like talking to DirecTV or HughesNet or Dish, and you're going to get this one. And then if something happens, you're going to get this one, and you're going to get. But if you go up there, I mean, and we have got really good local pharmacies.
We have small town. This one right here in town.
Love it.
I know that this pharmacy has helped one person, had so many problems with the different forms and plans, and helped them get one plan.
They have always been such a great help to me. Such a great help to me.
And we went, you can
And
get
they're
your
friendly,
flu
they're nice, they're
friendly.
helpful.
You can ask them. I'll give you an example is my nurse practitioner, before I changed to go to my doctor again, wanted to double one of my blood pressure pills. And so sent the prescription in, double. I was taking the minimum 25, double it to 50. I still had quite a few 25s. So I went to pick it up, and the pharmacist said, yeah, no, you know what? You've got enough. I don't want to fill this right away because the side effects, you may feel something from the double. So just take 2 of what you have. It's just, all right. That was on, I'm going to say like a Friday. And Monday, we were going in to get a COVID shot because they do that here. I love it. You can go in, you get your shots. And I had been taking the double and I did not feel well. So I'm filling out the form. How do you feel? I'm like, oh, I don't feel so good. And it was that.
Mm. So it's good to test it before you.
Yes. And she held off. I'll take it back. I think it was a Wednesday. She held off filling it out because they have so much knowledge about what you're taking.
Well, they care about you. They care about their people.
Yes, and we're a small community,
Yeah.
and they know all
Whereas
of us.
if you take it to a big chain, they're just going to go here. The doctor filled it.
That's
Here
it.
you go. And they might pull you over and talk to you, but they're not. It's not going to be that individual because they know you and stuff.
You can walk up to the side and they'll say, hi, what do you need? And you can say, look at it. Oh, sure. And they'll give you the information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been really wonderful.
And there's different levels of flu shots. So when we put our order in, they'll say, okay, you're how old? All right, you want the super duper. You get, because you're old, you get the whole thing. So there's different levels. I mean, you could go to the health department and get your flu shot, but you're getting the generic one rather than the one geared towards an older person. So that's, I love them. So why do I want to take business away from my local pharmacy?
Well, it's like I like dealing with local insurance because you can walk up to their office and you can go in there and talk to them if you've got a problem as opposed to calling and stuff. And of course, some of them, my local agents and everything have moved, but I really do. I do like dealing locally.
We were dealing.
But we've got a good one right now, so I can't complain. But there's a lot of things I like local.
I do. And we had a local one, and then that sort of fell apart. And I mean, they're still out of South Hill, but
yeah,
it's hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked, and they're out of Williamsburg, but they're very good. I mean, they send us a check every now and then for good, safe driving. Love it. You raise your rates and then send me money. Okay. How does this? Speaking of getting money, check your bank account. Virginia gave us $400.
I know it was coming. They said they said that you would get it before November 30th. Okay.
Yesterday came in. I
Very
was
good.
ecstatic when I looked at it. Thank you, Lord.
Yes, Virginia was supposed to have sent it out by November 30th. So very good. That's what they could. That was one of the things they couldn't balance the budget on because they had a surplus.
They can't
and so
keep it.
Youngkin
It's in our Constitution.
Youngkin was like, give it back to the people.
And he did.
So
and he does. I guess he was on Today's Show yesterday, or the morning show.
That's funny. He was on the Day Show yesterday.
See? Stick with us.
You were really confused, you too. He was like, the Day Show yesterday. But
think fast, folks. You got to keep up with us. And don't forget to change your time this weekend. We fall back.
Exactly. Oh, I know.
I actually like this time that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's really the real time that it's supposed to be.
Instead of fake time.
I know, but they won't keep it. We only have it for like 4.5 months.
I know. But it's getting darker earlier anyway, if you notice.
Gosh.
It was starting to get dark at the soccer games last week before we left. I mean, the sun was getting low. I mean, it's going to happen anyway, naturally, people.
Does it matter what time it is? Hello?
Just like I can tell you that I'm this age, but I'm really not. But I can tell you whatever I want.
True.
And it's funny because I think it's Asians, but definitely I know Koreans because I have a Korean friend and everything, and she was telling me they did their birth dates from the day you're conceived.
So that's
So like your
that's your
birthday,
first
that would be
birthday.
your month
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be your birth month. So like if you're conceived in March,
Okay.
so my friend that's this way, her birthday, so actually she is, yeah, so hers would be, how did we figure it? So I told her, I said, well, by your birthday, then you're technically older than me. I said, if we go that way, I said, because I'm going by my real one and you're going by that. So technically, you really are older than me. And she's like, Karen, it doesn't work that way. And I'm like,
But it says if it's that
I
what
mean,
you
hey, we can make this
if you want to do the numbers that way, so
but
it's
I thought
at
that
point of
was,
consent.
yeah.
That's kind of interesting. I was like, those are illogical. That's when you actually were born. You were finally
Yeah, because she would have been conceived in June.
okay.
And so, and then born the next March, I believe.
Mhm.
But I was actually in December, born in December. And I'm American, so I would do it this way, not Korean.
So she's really older.
That's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, we're talking math here. I mean, right? I mean, if you're, technically, if we went by your real birthday with your Korean, then yes, you would be older than me.
That's funny.
It is funny. But then, yeah, I mean, then yeah, it's just funny.
So yeah,
Life is, I mean, you got to find some humor in things, right?
it's really hard to find some humor. But I did have some fun last weekend at church with birthdays because we didn't have, well, we have candles, but I didn't dig out the real. I had battery operated candles. I had them blow it out.
And what were you doing? Clicking it on the
I
bottom?
did.
Okay.
Click it on. And I said, blow them out. He said, how'd you do that? He said, got the clicker. It's like everything's like-
Okay, well, very.
we had fun. We had a large group of people eating stew and sold some, and I think that money's going to be going to a charity. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
Helping people out.
Helping people, that's especially, and again, folks, we're getting into that time of year again.
Mm-hmm.
When the clocks start going back, people are going to stay in more. And the weather and everything, the way they're calling for, and not as many people are going to get out. So at least check on people, say hello.
Remember, we did operations, and all those things went.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they went too.
So, and you don't have to do anything major, just a phone call, a card, do something just to check and make sure, because that's, we're getting to that season again.
And well, there was 3 people showed up. One of the first 3 people that showed up to our free community meal and said, could we have 2 to go? Because there's a 102-year-old woman at home and her caretaker. Sure, pack it up.
I would have said, prove it. Show me the birth certificate.
God doesn't work that way in church.
I don't trust you. You look kind of sketchy. Show me, prove to me she's 100.
Let me see the pictures, right?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't know.
No, it was really nice. So
yeah.
And there were a lot of, one gentleman we get all the time, and sometimes I see him walking the street, and you probably see him too. I mean, he's just, he looks like he should be a little bag man, and he's come in for the meals, but this time he wanted to take it home.
Mm.
And I think he brought 2 with him. I'm not sure, but take it home. It's okay. Are you going to be all right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, this is the time of year I really want to just go to work and go home. I just want to go home. It's dark. It's because it'll be dark when I go to work. It'll be dark when I get home. And then you got to feed up animals and everything. And then I just want to get in and get warm, get comfy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just different.
Hunting season starts too.
I know this Saturday.
Black powder. Does your husband go out?
Yes, he does.
So we have the chime in the driveway. Now, on the last one, you said you take care of your house. Yes, if that chime goes off, we check and see what it is. If it's one of the cats, we're yelling at them, don't go out to the road, right? So it was probably it was still light out, 4:30. We were bing, bing, like, nothing's in the driveway because we can see out the door, lights. So my husband gets up and he goes to the door and he yells, Kitty, See if it's cat. Big buck runs across the driveway. He was like, oh.
So he's ready.
He said it was like a 6-pointer and it was big.
Okay, well, there you go. That's the one he should get y'all.
He's hoping he's going to sit on the back porch.
Very
We
good.
don't go far. They just
Well, you don't
cross-
have to.
We don't have to. I mean, really.
You probably don't. You probably got all kinds of little, yeah, they probably
Critters,
come through all
yeah.
the time.
They usually, we haven't seen a lot in the backyard, other than we have the pasture with Mikey and the goat, and then like a trunk, a berm, so it's at the bottom of our shooting path. And they like to cross right back there, like right in front of the targets.
It's like perfect. See,
Perfect.
we didn't even have to
Just
put one up.
walk right across there. So our son-in-law came a couple of years ago. He said, "Where should I sit?" "Well, just sit on the porch." I'll give you a cup of coffee. You can sit there.
No.
So I look out and he's laying flat on our deck. Sit on the porch. Just sit. You don't have to lay down. There's a deer like 10 feet away from him. It's like almost too close to shoot. It's like, just sit. When our daughter was going to the law enforcement academy, she came home one weekend. She would come home on weekends. They had to come home on weekends. And it was a Saturday. And we look out. There's a deer. And my husband's in his pajamas. So I really just, "Dad's gonna shoot." "Okay." Bing. So he goes out. I said, "Aren't you gonna change your clothes?" "Nah."
That's country living, right?
That is country living. That's a country. Talk about country. See, country ham. I had my first sample of country ham Saturday night.
You never had country ham before?
Well, the country ham I saw and did not want to eat because it was a very strange color of gray.
It shouldn't be gray. No, it
See,
should not be gray.
That's the reaction I've gotten from all these Southerners when I talk about country ham. They look, "Oh, no."
No, if it's gray, don't eat it.
Well, it was at a house.
So now you had real good country ham.
And yes, because along with the Brunswick stew that we served was a ham roll made by the Amish or the Mennonites, a slice of bread, and a piece of pie. And these are the cutest little homemade rolls with this beautiful slice of ham. I'm starving because I haven't had anything since breakfast. So I take a roll and I'm like, "Where'd you get the prosciutto?"
It is like a prosciutto.
It is. And I was
A little bit more saltier.
salt, but I don't mind because I like salt.
You take blood pressure pills, it doesn't matter. I gotta have it.
Yeah, that's like heavy cream and stuff. Cholesterol medicine should take care of all that. It's not like I eat as I drink Gatorade. Okay. But this is country ham? That's not the country ham that I saw. And I didn't want
did not eat.
I did not eat it, but my husband took a bite of it and went, ooh, and he just,
No.
because it was, so I'm like, this tastes like prosciutto. Where'd you get the prosciutto? So I'm looking this up to discover, well, it depends on what website you look at, the difference between prosciutto and country ham. They're both cured hams done in a very similar manner. Now, one website said the difference with prosciutto is prosciutto uses a little sugar. Then I looked at the other website, and the website says the difference with country ham is the country ham uses a little sugar. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to throw the sugar out. They are basically done the same way. One we call
Texture is maybe not quite the same.
the prosciutto may be more stringy, depending on the type of meat, because this is tender. But I rather have.
I love prosciutto.
Oh, prosciutto.
Prosciutto wrapped in, it's cantaloupe wrapped in prosciutto, or asparagus. Oh, I love prosciutto.
See?
But now country ham, I'm not a big fan of.
It's very salty.
Yes.
But in a roll, it was absolutely delicious. with a jalapeno pepper on it would probably be really, really good.
But I've eaten a little bit more of it, but I have found some that's really good. So I do like it. But yeah, country ham.
I don't know where she got. I'm going to have to find out because I think when our son and daughter-in-law and the girls come for Thanksgiving, they would probably really like it.
Food Line sells some good country ham.
Do they?
Hmm. They do.
Well, now
I
that
got
it
some
doesn't
in-
look
I'm a-
green and black and
I got some last year.
Really?
No, there was some place we were going, and I made ham rolls for it. And so
Is
I
it
got
in
them.
their cold cut section
It's in the deli.
in the deli? Okay,
And you ask for it's the country ham, and then
they'll slice it.
and they'll
anyway.
slice it real thin for you if
I
you
want
want
it
it.
real thin.
But they have a good one. I don't know. I'm not sure about. I don't know where else to get it around here. A lot of people
Well, I've got
cook
a-
their own, but
Well, I think that this person probably made their own.
hmm
And for what they made over 100 little rolls for us and did not charge us a lot of money for it. That was really nice.
yeah, because I made wherever we went, I had made my little biscuits like this, and then I
Uh-huh.
put my ham on it and made a bunch of rolls and stuff, and they went really well. People like that.
Well, I'm going to have to look at that because that was a real
Actually,
treat.
mine are biscuits. They're homemade biscuits, but I make them instead of the rolls. But yeah, so that'll be good because I usually do that. I'll make some of those over the holidays and stuff too.
Really delicious.
Mm.
Absolutely delicious.
Well, I'm glad I had my first meatball sub.
That was your first one?
Yeah, 'cause remember, I'm not a meatball and red
I don't
sauce
care
girl.
for meatball subs, but that's okay. I'm so glad.
Yeah, so when we had the spaghetti other night that I made the homemade spaghetti sauce, homemade meatballs and everything, I told her, I said, I was cooking and doing. So then last night, then we switched over and we made meatball subs with them, to finish up and stuff. So to use it. So anyway, yeah, so that was good and different.
See, you're going to be Italian yet. You know what? So we're having exercise group. It's going to have a dinner and a movie next Thursday. Heaven is Real.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. And I told them the next time we had it would be an Italian meal. So we're going to have polenta and gnocchis. And gnocchis, actually, you can go online and there's a YouTube video on how to pronounce gnocchis. And it's the way I told you to pronounce it, gnocchis. And they say it, just letting people know. It's like the word gnaw, G-N, gnocchis, same way. Anyway, I have one package because you can get gnocchis now imported from Italy at Walmart. Go figure. So I thought, I'm going to just check Amazon. Lo and behold, don't I find imported Tuscany gluten-free gnocchis.
How good can they be if they're gluten-free?
Well, the main ingredient has to be potatoes, so they gotta be good. So I ordered some of those. I'm gonna try those.
I've heard you can make gnocchis out of other things too, though.
Cheese.
Other than just potatoes, yeah.
Yeah, my mother-in-law used to make a cheese gnocchi.
So it's interesting.
It is. And I mean, for us, potatoes were cheap, so you could make.
And I think that's why Italians.
That is,
that's
it's right.
what I
And
understand.
polenta, cornmeal. I mean, it comes in a little Quaker Oats like box.
I haven't made polenta yet either, and I want to make risotto.
Oh, that's easy. That's good too.
They talk like it takes a little bit. It takes to really get a good risotto. I'd love to make a wild mushroom risotto. Ooh. I think that would be really good for the winter. But yeah, I haven't made polenta yet either.
Now, polenta, I think we mentioned it before. Use the microwave. It's so easy. You just do it a few minutes at a time. Each time you stir it in between. Like 3 minutes, stir it, 3 minutes, stir it. And by 9 minutes, you've got polenta done. And you can let it set a little bit. Put your sauce on it. Grated cheese.
Well, that has made me hungry.
I know.
So, and it's about time for you to go too. You got somewhere to be, and I've got to get back. But anyway, it was good to talk to y'all this week, and we shall see you next week.
Next week, yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Wow.
Next week is election, right?
Yes. Tuesday is election day. Lots of things are closed.
Lots. So, anyway, we'll see you later. Have a great week. Bye-bye. Bye.